Hey everybody, welcome back to our objection of the week. It's your Heartland rep here, Alex Gabriel. Happy Valentine's Day to all of those of you who celebrate. We're halfway through February. This year's kind of flying by. So let's jump right into it. Let's start with our objection of the week, which is I can go to dealership X and get this product cheaper, right? Or, I can get a similar product much cheaper, whether it's a bunkhouse, fifth wheel travel trailer, couples coach at 38 feet long, whatever, right? I can go across the road or down the street or, one city over and get this product for X amount of $1,000 cheaper, right? Now, I've talked to a number of dealer partners who are kind of running into this as far as, hey, we're marketing it as this, and I look on someone else's website and I see that they're marketing as X, right? So we can sort of break this conversation up into two particular aspects, right? First and foremost, we may just have a customer who's fishing, right? So sometimes they're like, hey, I went down the street and they said I could get this product for $61,900, and you're like, there's no way. There's no way that dealer is offering that. And so in that instance, right, if you know for a fact guaranteed, you're like, well, send me over that confirmation or send me over paperwork on that you have that deal in writing. Because again, customers are smart. They may just be fishing for a deal, right? We've all walked into a car dealership, whatever it may be, and say, hey, we know in our head it's listed at, $34,900, like I'm going to offer them 30 and see where I go from there, right? So that's one, they're trying to anchor the negotiation. So first and foremost, when you're dealing in an instance, in this particular situation where they say, I'm getting an offer for X down the road, get confirmation that that is true, right? Say, hey, I'd love to work with you, but I need to see some documentation that that is in fact the offer that you're getting. If you're looking on say, hey, I'm looking on their website and it says that, it says $74,900, but you're telling me it's $69,900, right? So I'm going to need to see some documentation before I can really start to play ball with you, right? So again, first and foremost, get that documentation to ensure that that's actually happening. Now, let's say that everything does bear out and you start looking at the prices and that you are beat, right? I've noticed, and I've had a conversation with a number of dealer partners and dealer owners, and they're saying, hey, I'm looking at advertising and other dealers are offering this product for $3,000 or $4,000 cheaper, and I just don't understand how. Well, then when they start getting into it and they, ask a customer like, what did they say? Or, when you were to purchase, what other additional fees are tacked on? And they start to say, well, they are going to charge me a PDI fee and they're going to charge me a delivery fee, a transit fee from when it came down from Indiana and fee XXX. And you can start to see like all these fees add up to $4,000 or $5,000 more in additional cost to the customer, right? And so, again, we have to have that conversation to talk through what that process looks like. So it probably will be worth your while to understand if you have someone who's always beating you out on price, understand their entire process and say, hey, I understand that that's the price that's listed, but ask that salesman if what additional fees will be incurred afterwards, right? And you want to see those dollar amounts broken out because that can be a win for you, right? You're helping them sort of uncover what that process will look like. Because from a buyer's perspective, it can be frustrating. We're like, all right, we've agreed on a price at $69,900, and then you're like, oh, well, it'll be $3,000 for this, and then $2,000 for this, and then $1,000 for this, and then you look up and you're like, this $69,000 purchase now $77,000. Like, where did this happen, right? And so that can be extremely frustrating. Whereas if you are a business that utilizes upfront pricing, right, it'll make the transaction that much more seamless, right? But it's our job to educate our customers on what those additional fees will look like, right? And you say, Mr. and Mrs. Customer, I understand that they're saying this, right? But have they talked about fee X? Is this going to be included? Are they including a PDI in there? Are they charging you an additional fee for transit from Indiana? Whatever it may be, right? We want as much documentation, as much education as possible, because if you're providing education for your customers, right, in sort of a no pressure situation, you say, Mr. and Mrs. Customer, I'm ultimately about helping people have the best experience while they're camping. And I want to make sure that you're getting the best deal, right? And so I understand if you have to go with another dealership, but I want to make sure that you're getting the best deal and that they're being upfront with you, right? So again, that will win you customers for the long period of time. Sometimes you may lose an initial sale, right? One sale over one period of time. But if you have a reputation where you're a person who provides information, you're valid and you're trusted, right? That's going to build your long-term book of business and will make sure that you have repeat customers time and time again. Because we know, according to the RVIA, that the average RV customer will purchase between 2 and 6 RVs in their lifetime. So if we take care of our customer from a salesman perspective and a dealership perspective, they're going to come back to us in 3, 5, 10, 15 years whenever they make that upgrade. Okay, so a lot of stuff to sort of keep in mind there and, sort of flesh out as you work through it. thank you guys for spending time with me this morning. Hopefully y'all are doing well. If you ever have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. And again, here's to a fantastic week, and I'll be in your inboxes next week with another objection. And again, if you guys have a good objection that you would like to share with your compatriots, please don't hesitate to email that to me, and I can sort of cover it here in our weekly videos. All right, y'all.